guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Marvel Strike Force Roundtable. It's the first and only time I'm ever going to actually do the full name, right? Guys, we're pretty excited. This is episode 9, Halloween special. We've all dressed up for this. We've all dressed up. And Goofy's got his hammer. He's got his hammer.
It counts.
He'll throw it at people. He will throw it at people. All right. We have two special guests. Unfortunately, Dapper wasn't here, so which it's upsetting. But we've got Supervillain Ben replacing him this week. How you doing, Supervillain Ben?
I am terrific. Thank you again so much for having me. I'm not sure if I can fill Dapper's shoes. I definitely can't fill his wallet, but I'm going to do this the best that I can here. Hope we have a great show, guys.
And we obviously have Vynora. How you doing? First time on the show. Welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm doing great, and hopefully tonight is going to be a good night.
It's going to be the best. Episode 9. We've really done the changes. As you can see, guys, we've changed it all up for the special event. Thank you, Lex, for that. Guys, have a good one. Hello, YouTube. As always, we're streaming to both platforms. We do have Crayvis in charge of the chat this week, so get excited about that. You can actually swear in the chat because, that doesn't go on YouTube. So, have at it.
Oh, you better be cautious with those words. Cause be like...
Wait, this is not going on YouTube?
No, the show will, but the chat doesn't. You don't see the chat, right? So, yeah. All right, guys, and we have Sen Raven next week for episode 10, so really looking forward to that. So, as always, we'll do introductions. Vynora, please tell us a bit about yourself, your channel, and where you stand, like your account size and stuff.
Hi, my name is Vynora. I've been streaming for a little over 4 months now. I mainly stream Marvel Strike Force. I've been playing Marvel Strike Force since April 2nd, 2018. Yes, I did the math. And I am 7.6 million TCP.
Ooh. Xero, what do we say on the channel? Delicious. Supervillain Ben, welcome back. We're absolutely a pleasure to have you on the show. So tell us about what's been going on.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mendogs. There's so much going on in the game right now. Yesterday on stream, I just tipped over 8 million total collection power, so I'm super pumped about that. Just unlocked Anti-Venom yesterday as well, so getting him all pumped up so he can rock with the symbiotes. Also, 2 more things quickly. Captain Marvel to 7 yellow stars, and then just upgraded Symbiote Spider-Man to 6 red, so he's now 6 yellow, 6 red, so a whole lot going on in the game for me right now.
That's good, man. That's really good. So let's go around the MSF Roundtable crew. Goofy, how you been, brother?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. Well, actually, I could. Not sure you want to hear it. But, yeah, can't complain too much. But, yeah, it's been a good week. We actually just completed Node 4. Node 4, baby. And Dark Dimension 3. Started from the bottom, we never really left. But listen, I'm excited about going into Node 5. We're actually one couple pieces away from also getting our Carnage into Dark Dimension 2 on our baby account. So things are progressing quite well. But big week for MSF. Excited to talk to you guys about what's going on this week. Should be a good one.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Crayvis, how you doing, brother? What's been going on?
I am doing well. I have been spending this week just grinding every blitz that has ever blitzed, and trying to unlock Anti-Venom from scratch on 2 accounts is yucky. I got it on one. I'm about 30 or 25 shards away on the other one, but we're still grinding, hoping that we can get her finished. Yeah, that's just about it, I think. Anti-Venom still isn't even PvP sexy for me at Big Crayvis yet, so we still fresh into that unlock, but we getting there.
Chat's asking about no, I'm from Adventure Time. I'm Finn. Adventure Time, Jake the dog and stuff. I'm not a baby. Nietzsche, what is going on, Master Chief there?
No, I don't even know if you guys can hear me through this, but let's hope you can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, not a lot has happened on my account. You know, just working on the anti-venom, trying to, you know, we're working on getting up into the platinums, which we should have been at already, but we're about two wins away. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
about where we're at.
Awesome, brother. Lex, what has been going on? How's your week been?
It's been good, man. Yeah, so I finally hit a little over 1.7 million on my account. I'm working my way through Villain 7 finally. And yeah, I'm just trying to tier 13 a couple of characters, and I'm finally about to hit level 75 too. Probably a little later tonight. Yeah, so
That is
it's been good,
super
man.
exciting. Absolutely awesome. Xero, how you been? What's been going on?
Well, this week we hit 6 million TCP.
Whew.
I'm on node 12 of DD3 in the cosmic area, which is amazing. I should be done with it after the stream. Oh man. That's it.
We know what it is.
That's all I got.
No, it's pretty exciting actually. So for myself, I finally hit Dark Dimension 3, so that's pretty exciting. I'm on node 3. We just streamed the end of node 2, and I've just started node 1. My Phoenix gets one-shotted, so about 30 seconds of Dark Dimension. Very exciting. And I'm one piece away from getting Colossus in part of the team as well. So I went probably the preferred option, I guess, where, you know, I brought in Hela, Phoenix, who else is there? Minerva, you know, the usual suspects, 6 of them. Symbiote, Spider-Man, Carnage. I'll probably work towards anti-venom, but yeah, super exciting. I was very pumped for that, actually. It's, you know, end-year content, which is sort of going to get us into what's happening this week, right? The news, guys. Absolutely got to work on the transitions. So we've got the news. As I said, we've changed it all around. You have no idea how long it took me to change all the videos around. So, Destroyer of... I thought that said words. Destroyer of Worlds. Guys, Doc Doom, I think I actually saw everyone in that when Mobile Gamer had the interview. Were you all there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was in the field.
Oh, in the field, saving the world. So
I was present.
I was present. yeah. I saw us all chatting. Look, it's yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. He looked really good. So the post, as you know, we're not going to go word for word. Definitely recommend it. We're going to be talking about Dr. Doom, and I'm going to pass over to you, Vynora, as the special guest. The guys at home can see us. I've got the base, what all the abilities are, and they don't all fit on the screen. Apologies, too many. We're still missing half of his passive. That's huge. What do you think of Dr. Doom? Just looking at the kit, they did go through stat breakdown as well. You know, what are your thoughts?
He is going to be crazy. Like how Ultron, when he came into the game, he was like the biggest character. Like Dr. Doom is Ultron 2.0.
That's exactly what I said. Ultron 2.0.
With red stars as well. They mentioned that you get him. I think it's 5 stars with 2 red stars the first time, and then it's 7 with 4 red stars. It's going to take me a while. I just started Dark Dimension 3, right? How are you preparing for... Are you actually preparing? Are you hoarding a lot at the moment, Vynora, for Dark Dimension 4?
I'm going to hoard the best I can. I still need to get city characters for the city nodes in Dark Dimension 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my focus right now, and then I'll just hoard whatever I can for Dark Dimension 4.
Are you taking the symbiotes for those, is it 4 nodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only have Symbiote Spider-Man, so it's taking me a little bit.
Definitely a good team. I showed the chat. Granted, it's only U7, but definitely smashing through those raids. It's such a good team. So we're not going to go fully around the table about talking about things, but I will get people's opinion on like how Doom's coming and stuff. Supervillain Ben, as a free-to-play person, noting that it'll probably take you a while to get him, are you worried that there won't be any counters to him? He's just going to be too dominant?
Well, the thing is kind of like Vynora said, I also kind of equate him to the best thing since Ultron. I think he's going to completely take over the game, and it's just kind of a matter of how long do they decide to let him reign before they ultimately decide to bring in some sort of a combination of characters that counter him. There may be, some specialized teams that beat him specifically, but I don't think, with a cast of supporting characters, he's going anywhere. So I'd say 3 or 6 months, we're going to be stuck looking at Doom.
So, Crayvis, what team, obviously with the kit, they talk a lot about Fantastic Four. They talk about, at least having one there. What teams are you looking to break up or to maintain, I guess, once you do get him?
I'm thinking Doom is going to be another one of those kind of hide the toaster teams. You're not going to necessarily need to pair him with Fantastic Four altogether, nor are you going to have to necessarily have even one to get that passive going, because his passive that gives him like 3 turns in a row is going to be almost enough to wipe out anything on the other side of the field in most cases. So the way that you could break that team up is you could take somebody like a Human Torch who does have high damage and can kind of help him burst and is just squishy AF on the Fantastic Four, and then you can use She-Hulk and Namor with him as an offense on War, and maybe that'll work well. Maybe that'll allow you to punch up. I don't know what that does to the team, but that's kind of my initial thoughts with it.
So Nietzsche, with obviously being the PvP champion, I guess, of the round table, do you think he's going to be an instant ban, and do you think he's going to break PvP, or not break PvP, but like, do you think if you've got him, that's it?
I think he is probably going to be an instant type ban, but he's also going to be similar to Ultron, with the exception of having red stars. So I think Mr. Sinister is going to be a great character to have on the opposite team, because you can clone him, and I would assume you can clone him at the 7-star for red stars as well. So there are counters to him, having ability blocks, slows, and just trying to prevent him from getting to that second turn. But I do think he is going to be one of the most banned characters in the game.
So, Goofy, how are you looking towards trying to take him out in? Because I presume, because you're halfway through Dark Dimension 3, are you planning ahead for that Gear 15? You're going to wait until we got the Krakens out there, the Reminexes, to sort of test what's good before you hit Dark Dimension 4, or do you already have an idea of who you think is going to be good for Dark Dimension 4 anyway?
Yes, I mean it's all up in the air, really, in my opinion. I think that my thought process, really in general, when it comes to Dark Dimension 3, was always to get through it, but not rush through it. Right? Use as minimal characters as possible. That I need to get through Dark Dimension 3, with the idea of knowing that you're gonna need some of those same gear pieces that you get from Dark Dimension 3 to go into Dark Dimension 4. Now, granted, there are a complete new slate of mini uniques and things that and gear that you're gonna need for Dark Dimension 4. So you're still gonna need those, but at least if I can give myself a head start by not over investing my gear into characters just so I can rush through Dark Dimension 3, is kind of my mindset. Now, in general, like, I'm cheap to play, so I know that I'm not going to be able to advance into Dark Dimension 4 as fast as I want to anyways, just because I'm playing a different game.
Yeah.
Which actually is a benefit to me because I get to watch the Krakens and all of them figure out exactly how it's gonna what the top teams are, what the top characters are, in order to make those things work. And there's a lot of things like the Pimtech team, how good are they gonna be? Is Yellow Jacket actually going to be better with Ultron instead of actually with the rest of the Pimtech team? Things like that I'm kind of looking at too as well. And is Zemo going to be a good character for Global? Just things like that I'm processing and thinking about even now, but I'm going to wait until those things unfold. But the idea here is let's not invest too much gear into characters for Dark Dimension 3 because Dark Dimension 3 sucked anyways, and so is Dark Dimension 4.
So you'll notice that he doesn't have any buffs for war or raids or anything, right? He's just a dominant kit. Xero, going forward with war, noting that teams do get that additional buffs. So like Asgardians are a good one, right? They have a lot of buffs tied to war. Do you think he is going to be an offensive or a defensive character? And do you think he's going to be just as unstoppable as he probably would be in the arena?
I could definitely see him as maybe defense. He would be a huge asset unless, I get Nietzsche, because I'm pretty sure Nietzsche and, Dapper are the only ones that can... Well, not the only ones, because I got Vynora and Ben up there. But, I would think defense, at least, because he's more of an asset there because he just has clones to just keep throwing back to back. If he gets 2 turns off, he's wiping that whole team right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can get their thoughts
special
on that.
Lex, the smallest account of all of us. Are you even worried about Dr. Doom? It's so far away. It's like, I'll get to it.
That's a good question.
You didn't have to laugh like that. When you
no,
said it.
I know, right?
I'm
Damn,
sorry.
thanks,
Man.
No, the only me personally, not right now. No, there's so many other things I'm focusing on right now. But the one thing I'm worried about is I'm sure there will be accounts that are in my range and close within my range that probably will get him, and so hopefully, you don't come across them too much. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm still a little ways away. So
I still think he's a little while away before he comes into the wild, but I think we've got some time to find some counters. I'm actually thinking maybe because he's tech and mystic. I'm wondering if Black Bolt's going to be that counter, and that's probably a free-to-play sort of aspect to it, which is just probably not too bad. Moving on to Doom War Chapter 2. Vynora, have you started and finished Chapter 1? And I've got the list, and we'll sort of break it down to each group. They're focusing on Mission 1 to 3, Wakandans, AIM, and Mercenaries. How are you going with Doom War, and are you excited for Doom War 2?
I am finished with Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for Chapter 2. I'm really hoping that they come out with what mini uniques are going to be farmable. So I would really like that. But
yes.
I'm excited. I feel like I'm ready for it, so I can't wait.
And then they're also dropping Squirrel Girl and Proxima Midnight. How's your Black Order?
My Black Order is not the greatest. I didn't really start putting money into characters until after them, and I regret that. Yeah. So I'm really happy that they're starting to become farmable.
I'm wondering if they're going to hold on to it. I know Goofy did a video, so definitely check it out on YouTube about he did a breakdown with, and apologies, who was the guest you did with?
So I did it with Thorn, and I'm actually going to say something really, really quick. In terms of the email, in game, they said mini uniques, and on the blog post, they said superior uniques.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave that there and let you guys decipher that.
I wonder. Obviously, we don't know. I believe it's next patch that this is coming out, so we'll definitely have a test on that.
Because those are two different things.
They are.
Superior uniques and mini uniques, two completely different things.
I didn't actually notice that. So, thanks for pointing out, Goofy. So, with the Wakandans, AIMs, Mercenaries, Marauders, Spider-Verse hand. I mean, Spider-Verse obviously just symbiotes, right? Auto, that bad boy. Black Order, Hydra, Power Armor. Are you going to be able to complete it, Vynora, looking at those elements for those, each 3 nodes of the 3 different factions?
I don't think I'm going to have an issue completing it. I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to complete it.
I'm interested because Thanos hasn't got the Black Order tag, so you won't be able to take an empowered Thanos in there. So
Yeah.
Hydra might be the choice for that one. So we'll go over to Lex as the smallest account. Have you started Doom?
No, not yet. I'm trying to finish Villain 7 right now and Hero 7.
Oh wow, you're further than me in the Heroes one.
Yeah.
Forecasting ahead, do you have either an AIM mercenary or Wakandan team?
I got my aim up to about, I don't know, like 125k for the first 3 nodes of Villain 7.
Mm-hmm.
So they could probably use a little more work. My mercs, I have all the mercs, but they could use work as well. My Spider-Verse is good. Hand, not so much. Marauders are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have I have Black Order, but I'm missing Ebony, so that kind of puts a damper on that. But my power armor, I might be able to use Ultron with power armor, and that'll get me through the last ones. So
Has he got the power armor tag?
oh no, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. I forgot about that.
Well, as I said,
I always
if
forget
they
about that.
add Thanos into the Black Order tag, you might actually find it a little easier. Supervillain Ben, obviously you're more than happy if it's superior gear pieces, you're more than happy for that, right? Do you think you're going to have an issue going to this campaign?
Absolutely, I'm excited for it. It just really kind of depends on how much of a difficulty increase that there's going to be. It's kind of tough to speculate, but I'm excited for it. I do, expect to complete it. As far as Wakandan's aim and mercenary, I figure that I'll probably be using more of a combination of different characters. I'll probably be using Shuri and likely Scientist Supreme, and then just kind of whatever's left over to get through there. Probably 4 of Black Order and either Red Skull or best available character there for 7 through 9, and we'll see what the composition of the nodes are as well. You may have to do something gimmicky to use a particular set of characters, but I do expect to complete it.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see the team. As I said, 4 to 6, you're probably just running it through with your symbiotes, but AIM have a lot of recoverability, so they might actually not be a bad one to go through, and you're going to have obviously the Wakandan Shuri in there to help with the defense ups. Does anyone so with Squirrel Girl, she's on obviously the Young Avengers team. We've got Proxima Midnight. Xero, are you actually chasing those 2 characters down, or have you got them at a good point?
I have him at a great point. I mean, Proxima, Crayvis and Proxima are garbage. Like, let's be real. They're very squishy unless you have a very, 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 very high one. Because, in Arena, I'm destroying both of them. Squirrel Girl, I mean, I don't want to say she fell off, but she kind of did. I haven't seen a lot of people use her in PvP a lot, unless, like, you're trying to make that, that matchup or, that counter. But yeah. No, I'm not chasing any of them. I got my goal on the big prize, the big Gagoosh himself at the end of DD4.
Oh, big Dr. Doom. Gadoosh. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've just started my Doom campaign. I was using X-Men for the first 3 nodes, and then whatever the next one is who I'm working on now. But no, very exciting stuff, especially for guys who have done Doom. You're going to be able to just punch straight in there and start getting those Gear 14 pieces. So last week we had Yellow Jacket. This week we've got Stature. We're really filling out that Pim Tech team. I've got the stats on the screen there. Vynora, are you excited about this Pim Tech team? Are you excited about Stature? What are your thoughts?
I will say I am kind of excited about Stature. Looks like that, with her passive being like a Dark Dimension specific thing. So hopefully the Pim Tech is actually really good to help go through Dark Dimension. The only thing I'm kind of bummed about her is she is bio. I feel like we had enough bio characters lately. So
Yeah, we've
I
had
was
enough
gonna point
bio
that out.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Very
Ugh.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rip the wallets.
Rip wallets. I believe Ghost is the 5th one in that team.
That's a bio.
That's probably. Are you? How are your Ant-Man and Wasp Vynora, and are you going to go hard on the PIM Tech team?
I don't think I'm really gonna go too hard on them. My Ant-Man and my Wasp are both 7 yellow stars, but they're both like it's either like 3 or 4 red stars. So I'm not going to go too crazy on them just because of the lower red stars. But we'll see. Because, I mean, we'll see what also red stars I pull with the other PIM Tech characters.
Yeah. I'll have to start saving up for those ones. We're going to have a couple of characters. It's 4 characters in this patch, isn't it? Obviously, Dr. Doom, probably most of us aren't going to get. Goofy, what are your thoughts on how the PIM Tech team is filling out?
It's a mouthful.
So for the Pimp Tech team,
Pimp.
as I call them,
Pimp Tech team.
they're all right. I mean, there's nothing that really stands out to me about them. You know, for me, like I said, I'm more interested in how Yellow Jacket will probably have synergy with Ultron. That's really kind of more what I'm concerned about. Because Ant-Man and Wasp, let's be honest, unless they get a rework, they are trash. So there's really no need to invest into them. Ant-Man has a great kit, but no stats, doesn't really do any damage, doesn't really have a very high sustain. The additional evade that he does get from Stature's kit could make him a more viable option, but still, if his stats are low damage, really not going to be really worth investing into him, in my personal opinion. I really think that the Pimp Tech team is really going to be more so about Ghost, Yellow Jacket, and Stature. I think it's really going to be about those characters, and then being able to find an additional character that you can probably bring into Dark Dimension 4, because we already know that they're pretty much basically telling you your global team is going to be the Pimp Tech team, so therefore you have to kind of figure out what that initial member is going to be at this point. So that's really kind of where I'm looking at.
Yep.
I'm not really too impressed with the overall team, though.
Crayvis, talking about, obviously Wasp, and I actually just watched Ant-Man, very fun movie. Probably watched Ant-Man and Wasp tonight. Do you think Ant-Man and Wasp are going to get a rework, and what would you like to see out of said rework?
I would like to see them not suck. I mean, I'm not gonna go in on this PIM team even one bit, because I'm much like you. I'm stuck probably 3 nodes in front of you on Doom Campaign 1, and I'm looking at Fantastic Four or Wave 1 Avengers, and they want bio gear. And right after Anti-Venom's done, that's where it's going. So PIM Tech can go take a walk. We'll get there when we get there. It's pretty much where I'm at.
Supervillain Ben, obviously the complete free-to-play with this PIM Tech, and they're really focusing. I'm wondering if it's like the Wakandans when they sold it as like the raid team and they sucked. Are you feeling a lot of pressure to get this team, or are you just I'm just going to try to work around that, because obviously bio was a big thing.
Well, a couple different angles. I do have 5 red on Ant-Man and 6 red on Wasp, and they are no good, but if they get a little bit of attention and the team turns into something useful, that might be kind of exciting. But I guess my real take on the whole PIM Tech team is that there's so much going on in the game right now. Emma, Anti-Venom, everybody's talking about Doom, this kind of feels like when they released X-Force to me, a lot of people passed on X-Force, and they didn't really worry about it. Well, with a bunch of new characters coming out, it's going to be difficult to get the team. Just watch, 4 or 5 months down the road when they say, okay, now assemble your 5 PIM Tech characters and get the next legendary. Enjoy, so look forward for that move for them to try and get you buying offers, but I guess we'll see. So as everything, I'm not going to be shaken by it. I'm just going to accumulate them, as best I can with what I can do, and when I get them, I get them.
Nietzsche. So obviously we talked a little bit about Yellow Jacket last week for PvP. Do you think Stature is going to be a passable character in PvP, or do you think it's just going to be like, I probably won't be taking her at all, considering she is tied to Dark Dimension?
So, going to the Dark Dimension part, I would say that the team is probably tested enough that they're going to be a viable Dark Dimension team. Am I personally going to go all in on them? No. Ant-Man and Wasp are getting a rework. I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed. As for PvP, Yellow Jacket, I think it's going to be very situational. Maybe if you can get Yellow Jacket and Ultron on the same team, it might be good. Other than that, I don't see Yellow Jacket being a big PvP character, and neither Stature.
Yeah, cool. Lex, are you going to be looking towards getting does Pimtech work for you? Is that a team that you're keen on, or?
Honestly, like Super Villain Ben said, there's so much going on in the game right now, and I have so many things going on in the game right now. Like, I'm very interested to see what they're going to be able to do. I want to see what they're going to be able to do, and I'll kind of just go from there.
It's constant characters being launched every single patch. There's always 3. And they're so closely tied this patch, just like we had with obviously the recent patch, which was all symbiotes, right? I'm probably not going to go too hard on them, which is unfortunate, but I will do Whale Corner, and then I'll tell you what I think about it in that stage. So they talked about traits. We're just going to really brush over this one, but yeah, the Head Eternal and the Martial Artist, they're getting rid of it. Not a big deal. They might revisit that, and the Eternal, obviously that's coming, that team's coming with the new movie, right, which was meant to be this year, and that's obviously been delayed. Something that is interesting though, and I do want to bounce around to see the thoughts about this. There's a new trait coming in, the Uncanny, for the X-Men faction. We've talked a bit about, there's a couple of new characters, rumored Iceman, Rogue, Gambit. Vynora, are you, because they reference it, it's like Avengers Wave 1, are you excited about that? Do you like X-Men? And do you think this is how they're going to break up because we're starting to get 2 X-Men teams, right? Do you think this is how it's going to break that up?
Yeah, I think it's going to help kind of break it up into like multiple teams. I don't know, I'm kind of excited about it. I do like the X-Men team. I still think that they are very viable in a lot of aspects of the game. So I'm excited. We'll see.
I'm definitely a big fan of the 90s cartoon. I've been watching that on Disney Plus. It's awesome. X-23 is also joining the ranks of X-Men. And with the Uncanny, we don't know what the Uncanny is going to do. Do you think this is going to change up the meta, as it were, Nietzsche for PvP?
For PvP, no. I mean, X-23 is already a staple. I don't think it's going to take Wolverine or Psylocke or anything or any other X-Men character into the PvP world. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference there.
I'm interested to see what these uncanny traits do. We saw the Wave 1 Avengers obviously get a tune-up. So Lex, as the smallest account, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but obviously they updated the Avengers, right? And which was really good for you because they're very easy to farm and it gives you a reasonable team at the start of the game. Are you excited to see this uncanny X-Men and seeing hopefully they get a bit of a love? I know Wolverine, we always joke that he's trash. Are you excited about?
Because he is.
Hopefully, it'll give newer players a little bit more of an edge, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what it'll do, but reading it says it's not going to really change the effectiveness of any characters, but like I said, hopefully it helps out newer players. So
I think that's meant to be reference is they're not going to get worse from it. It's going to actually benefit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it
so-
says it's not going to reduce any of the effectiveness of the characters, and they're all going to benefit from it. So that'll be good to see, especially for newer players like that only have the beginning characters. So
Yeah, no, very excited about that. Goofy, what are your thoughts on the uncanny trait coming?
Yeah, it's cool. I think that for a long time we've been asking for X-23 to be part of the X-Men, but for me, I always kind of look at it differently. I look at it for the future characters that they're probably going to be bringing into the game.
Yep.
So obviously Rogue, Gambit have been rumored for a while, and then probably some future, X-Men characters too as well that they're probably going to be bringing into the game. So for me personally, I just see that as a way for them to kind of set up what they're going to be doing in the future. So for that, I'm excited. For the specific aspect of changing X-23 herself just to have an X-Men trait, cool, great. We'll definitely have some great synergy, and she'll be a beast. But for the most part, what I'm looking at is, okay, well, what about the next characters that you're going to be coming out with that's going to have that trait?
Yeah, I'm always excited when they do reworks. It's nice to, and they talked about it in Mobile Gamer talked about it with Cerebro, that they wanted to have like a roll-in thing where, and it kind of hinted that Hand was getting that rework. But yeah, I'm interested. I always love it when they do this, right? Because you work on a team, they're now trash, and they just touched up, right? Avengers Wave 1 aren't the best team in the game, but a bit of love of characters that are good. It's really good. We're going to blow through these ones. It's upcoming blitzes, so we've got Okoye and the Human Torch coming out. I haven't even touched my... and then we have the Wakanda Nation, so you can get your silver and gold promotion credits, which I am in desperate need for. And then obviously the double drops for them. And then we've got the double drops for the hand. Do we think that the hand is... Where do we think the hand's going to be? It's rumored that they're obviously going to get touched up. If you look at the list of the best teams, Vynora, where do you think the hand, once they get the rework, if they do get a rework, where do you think they're going to sit on the scale? I mean, they're obviously not going to take Black Order, but...
I almost feel like it's going to be like when they reworked the Kree team. Like, they're not going to be horrible, but they're still like not really going to be good. Just, they're going to be better than they are.
Except for our Lord and Savior Nobu.
yeah.
Except for Nobu, he'll be
yeah.
legendary. But yeah, I feel like they'll just be a little bit better, but not like great.
All right, guys. That wraps up the news for this week. Some pretty exciting stuff. Obviously, we're going to do our main topic. We're going to be talking a lot about Doom and Dark Dimension 3 and all the stuff that was told here. But we're going to go around the round table with our segments. So we're going to kick off with Xero. What's your, your War Ray tip of the week?
I'd have to say, if you see anywhere like it, keep Black Order off of defense. Just keep them off. It makes no sense. Use them as an offensive team if you have them. For you lower players, I feel sorry for you because Scopely is giving MO away pretty much for free. So on my free-to-play account, I'm seeing it everywhere, and I can't beat anyone in War anymore. So I definitely recommend you start, spending money. Unless you're like Ben, you can hold the fort down, and suffer through it for a little bit. But yeah, get your Black Order out of there. Save me a team.
Lex, tips for new players. What's your weekly tip?
Yeah, so my biggest tip right now is Invisible Woman's coming. Get your Sinister Six ready to unlock Invisible Woman because she's a great legendary, and it'll also help you with Shuri when she comes back around. So farm Sinister Six.
Are you unlocking or are you upgrading this time?
Yeah, I'll be getting her. Almost. I almost had her at 6. I only needed 2 more people to get to 6, but I'll unlock her at 5 this time.
Awesome. Congratulations. Goofy, cheap to play tips. What's your weekly tip?
So with Dark Dimension 4 coming out, it kind of gives you this sort of gaudy goal to be able to eventually get to. So for me, it's just as you progress into Dark Dimension 2 or progress to Dark Dimension 2, progress to Dark Dimension 3, just be very careful about how you invest that orange gear. You're going to need it later, so only invest into characters that that are going to 100% need it. Like, you need these characters to get through it. There's really no reason at this point to rush through Dark Dimension 2 or to rush through Dark Dimension 3, especially knowing that you're going to need all of those gear pieces again, and then additional crap after that too as well. So just be smart about who you invest into.
Awesome. Crayvis, tips for the Alliance management.
All right, so last week we talked about not dropping your raid difficulties for your anti-venom events. This week we're going to talk about when to maybe move up and when to not do that. If you're in like maybe a younger account and you're doing Ultimate 6 point something, the second that you hit 60% in that 6.2, 6.3, what have you, it may not be time to go to 6.4, especially if like half your guild had to use like most of their heal charges to get there. Usually you want to wait till like 75% or so. Then you can confidently kind of move up to the next one, get those first time rewards. It is worth it to stay on like 6.3 or even 7.3 until you can reliably 100% it as a guild, because tier 3 rewards at that level will always be above 60% of the higher difficulties. So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys are scrolling through these difficulties. Bigger is not always better.
Thanks for that. Nietzsche, your PvP weekly tip. What can you give us?
So I'm going to say, if you're PvPing someone, check the bottom of their roster, see what they have, see what they don't have. If they don't have something, put it in your pocket to pick a later time. If based on your side, plan on, having the appropriate amount of S-class type PvP characters for your picking. So, if you're on the right side, you want 3 of them total. That way they pick 1 and you pick 2. If you're on the left side, you want basically only 1 available. So you can pick that 1 S-class character. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Nietzsche. Supervillain Ben, you're replacing Dapper, so get excited, guys. Whale and Kraken corner.
Spend some money, buddy.
I'll give you advice for Krakens. You're just going to buy it. Do you have any tips and tricks for play? You don't have to do the Kraken piece, Supervillain Ben, but do you have any weekly advice for the guys?
Absolutely. They've been really tempting me with these little, $2 offers, whatever. For the gear is the ones that I look at. The 25 each orange piece, whatever, $2. It's like, I don't have to be free to play, but I haven't cracked yet. They haven't broken it down. No, I don't know. As free to play, just make sure that we're showing up and giving you everything, taking everything that they give you for free. Take full advantage of each of these events that roll around, decide, how far you'd like to get in them, execute those goals. So show up and play, guys. Have some fun. That's what it's all about.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Vynora, do you have any tips for the guys before we move to the next segment?
No, just keep grinding away and get that bio gear.
So much bio gear.
Anything other than bio or mutant, you're doing it wrong.
All right, guys, we're moving into rumor has it. Get your tinfoil hats.
Hang on. I am specifically prepared. I think it's going to
tinfoil hats. You guys know the segment. We love it.
I did not know about the tinfoil hats.
It's rumor has it. We need to, we don't want them to hear our thoughts, Scopely. So, guys, anyone got any juicy rumors coming out the corners?
Goofy, I swear you stole Lex's hat from last week.
Did you guys live next door to each other? Far out.
I let him borrow it. There you go.
Look, I don't. So Pimtech team, or the Pimp Tech team, as Goofy likes to call it, is probably going to be required for the next one. Now, when I did hear this rumor with the, it was called Quantum Team, and obviously now they've changed to Pimtech. It was going to be for Black Knight, which was going to be one of those staples for the Eternals team. I don't know how it's going to go because obviously the movie's been pushed back. Anyone got anything else? Best rumor I've heard is Vynora's doing a 24-hour stream.
No.
Rumor. This is not confirmed. Rumor that Dark Dimension 4 probably won't be until February of next year.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's a rumor, but I heard Cerebro say yesterday that you're going to need 4 characters per node for DD4. And that was flocking brutal. I didn't like that at all.
I will say this. Start building. And this is just a rumor. Start building your Doctor Strange right now. I'm just going to say that.
Just Doctor Strange. Not your Supernatural, just Doctor Strange.
Yeah, just Doctor Strange. I'm going to give you guys that chicken.
Ooh. Heard that, yeah.
Hold on, there's chicken? There's chicken?
There's chicken. It's grilled.
Delicious.
I'll pass. Okay, grilled, never mind. If it's not curry, I'm good.
No, there's some interesting things coming on the board, but yeah, it was relatively quiet. Rumor week, unfortunately. Illuminati, yes, with Doctor Strange and Namor and Mr. Fantastic and stuff like that. That could be a juicy rumor, right? Am I saying, you know? So guys, put away the tinfoil hats. We're going to move into the main topic. The main topic is going to be pretty much what we learned yesterday and our thoughts about Dark Dimension 4 and Doctor Doom. So one of the things that I want to, which they confirmed, is obviously Doom has both Tech and Mystic, but they've confirmed that you only get of the highest one. Otherwise, it randomly chooses. Vynora, do you think this could be a thing that is it's going to happen in the future now? We're going to have those multiple ones, or do you think it's just going to be really Doom and maybe those like top special characters in that aspect?
I think it's just mainly going to be Doom. I don't think it's going to be like a lot in the future.
Do we have? So we know Ultron has Black Bolt has more damage against Tech. Is there a team or a character that does more damage against Mystics? That can be anyone, if anyone knows. I don't think there is either.
Does more damage against who?
So Black Bolt does more damage against Tech. I'm wondering if there's anyone against Mystics.
I don't think so.
That's fine. Cool. So yeah, Doctor Doom. We saw the kit with the multiple Doom bots. Obviously, Sinister's probably going to be a really good play in that. Do you think? Are you happy with the? Because obviously there'll be a lot of gear right at the end of Dark Dimension 4. Vynora, do you think that having those extra red stars straight off the bat, so you unlock him with 5 yellow, 2 red stars? Do you think that's just going to be an absolutely massive boost? And do you think that we'll get 7 in the future?
I think it's going to be a huge boost for him, especially when you unlock him with red stars. Hopefully, like there would be a 7 in the future. I mean, we're still waiting for red stars for Ultron, but we'll see what happens.
They talked about that actually, that there was no current plan. I presume they've tested and they're probably really afraid of how Ultron performs in that. So Goofy, with Doom, you've read the comics, you know how good Doom is. He's meant to be one of the villains they're setting up for the MCU. Do you think he deserves pretty much going to be the best character in the game, bar none.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I didn't expect him to be any less than what he is, but I do think that he might potentially be a little bit too powerful. But of course, I don't think that he's going to really be a factor for us simpletons who don't spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's not really going to be that big of a factor probably until really the end of next year, probably most likely, or towards the September October aspect. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a beast. He should be a beast. People are talking about there being a counter to him already in the game, and I disagree strongly. That there's already a counter to him. There's no counter to him, but I do think that there will be over time. As we go into next year, there will be a counter for him.
They did say he wasn't going to be the fastest character.
His
speed was like in the middle.
Yeah, just above average.
But he gets speed up with his abilities. I mean, he's gonna be fine. Once turn 2 happens, you're done.
Supervillain Ben. Oh, sorry, Xero.
I just don't get the whole thing. I just really don't. We get Ultimus, the most shit character in the game. You can bleep that out. But we get the worst. He was with the Kree. But we can't get Ultron. It doesn't really make sense to me. It's like Ultimus, wow, the only thing you're good for is a Blitz team. Congratulations. But Ultron, dude, I'm telling you, man, if there was a Yelp review for MSF, oh man, I'd be 1 star in them. 1 starring. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't.
So you're saying that you're not happy with Dark Dimension 3's rewards with the 5 red star, but you're happy with Doom? No, you're not happy.
Because you gotta think. So you gotta think about it, right? Let's say, let's use Kid for example, right?
The Kid.
Let's say he didn't spend any money, but he's in Dark Dimension 3 already.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have Ultimus, but he's gonna get red stars for Ultimus. Like, how does that make any sense? Versus with DD4, you're getting, after your first run, you're gonna get Doom with some red stars. But you're gonna give me red stars for Ultimus when I don't even use him. He's garbage unless he got a huge rework with Kree, but it's not gonna happen.
I think, well, as I said, I'm only on Node 3, but I think that I'm gonna beat Dark Dimension 3, and that's taking into consideration, guys, that we are increasing the level, probably ISO updates and stuff like that. So I imagine it'll be a lot quicker for us guys who are going through it now than back in the day. Plus, I already know, thanks to Reminex and some of these other guys, they've already told me what are the best, most efficient characters to level up, right? So I can do that. But I agree. I think I'm gonna get Ultimus 5 red star before I even unlock him. Supervillain Ben, Gear and Dr. Doom. I know you're a little bit away from that, but obviously because he's Mystic and Tech, are you worried about, are they going to bring in new gear pieces for him? Is he just going to have a balance between Tech and Mystic?
I mean, you can really start asking me to predict the future there a little bit, but I have no doubt that much like it was extremely difficult to take Ultron to gear tier 14, they probably, even though it's going to be, walking through glass to just unlock Doom, I have no doubt they're going to make it difficult on us to gear him up, that he's going to be expensive, he's going to be worth it no matter what. But yeah, I would imagine, I guess if he qualifies as both, maybe you need twice as much gear to upgrade him. Maybe it will just be a combination, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's a good point. Ultron is I've got him gear 13, but he's a bit of a hard one to get to gear 14. Definitely a good character there. So we talked a bit about how we're looking at Sinister as being able to clone him and stuff and be able to use him on your team, which is probably the only way I'm going to actually be able to play him for months. Crayvis, are you? I've seen some people say that they disagree. They thought Dr. Doom should have been a lot more powerful. The kit wasn't didn't live up to their expectations. How do you feel about that? And do you think he's where he should be? Do you agree with that? Do you think he should be, because he's a very good villain in the comic books? Yeah.
My thoughts on that subject are pretty much that, like, I don't know how much stronger you want him to be. Like, does it need to break the game? And if it breaks the game, then what do you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you set up that team right, you can get Doom to take 6 bonus turns. I'm sorry, there's nothing left on the other side of the field after you take 6 bonus turns.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You get so many Doom bots and you blow them all up. I didn't drop any curse words, Xero. And and it's just, they're just all gone. So I just don't understand, like, how much stronger it needs to be, personally.
So, yeah,
I think he's great.
I agree. I am very happy that they didn't increase the speed to ridiculous amounts, and I think that's what's going to save people. He's above average. They went through his stats. He's
just barely too, I think.
I believe it was 111.
111, yeah.
Yeah, 111.
So he's, I think, got the most health, the most damage, second in defense or something. Like he's going to be a big, beefy dude to kill.
Now they did show him at level 80,
trying to fall down.
Gear tier 13. So we don't know what the other characters at level 80 Gear tier 13 are going to look like. So we'll see that too.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. We don't.
That's true.
There is those different levels, right? So like, it starts at 65, and then it's 71, and then 75 for those extra.
I'm sure
boosts.
only 4 or 5 million gold per character. It'll be fine.
No, yeah. I am broke from this event. I tell you what, man, Emma event. I don't want another one to come out for a while. Does anyone have any points? Otherwise, we'll move into Dark Dimension 4, because there was a lot that was sort of confirmed on that on the video with Cerebro. But anyone got any other points that they want to talk about Doom? All right, awesome. So moving into Dark Dimension.
Hit him with ability blocks. Just trust me. Just do it.
I can't remember his. Was it? His focus is so you can. What's the defense one? Whatever the other one is.
It's called defense up, buddy.
No. So there's focus to if your debuff's going to stick, and then there's
resistance.
Resistance, yeah.
Okay.
So it
I always think tenacity too. You good?
Yeah. Thanks. So Dark Dimension 4, they talked about how there's going to be legendary only events. Nodes. You're going to require at least 4 per node for each segment. Vynora, when they were talking about Dark Dimension 4, what were your thoughts about how this? Do you think that they've learned a lot from how bad? I say bad because it's pretty brutal, just running in with Phoenix and dying, and then that's your day for that. Do you think they've learned a lot, and do you think this is a way change up the mechanics a bit is going to be really good for it?
Pretty much the only thing I learned with Dark Dimension is how much I hate it. So
Yes, true.
Imaginary curse words you can come up with in one day. It's like, oh, you son of a!
is 36 or 30 seconds of just cursing right there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really excited for Dark Dimension 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of gear. And I really hate Dark Dimension 3, so I'm just not looking forward to it. Sorry.
I had a lot of fun with Dark Dimension 2, but Dark Dimension 3, I'm hoping they've learnt a lot from it.
Dark Dimension 2 was legit. That was the stuff right there. I love Dark Dimension 2.
It was, so obviously I did it recently, so I had Symbiote Spider-Man, eventually I had Maul and stuff, so it was a lot easier for me, but a lot of fun that one was. Interested to see. So, Supervillain Ben noting that obviously now it's Gear 14, which means you have to be Gear 80, so that's more resources. Then putting a cap that you have to have 4 people per node. Do you just think, that's going to just take me forever now? It's 2022 Supervillain Ben's problem?
Oh, we are one and the same. Yeah, absolutely. It's another bottleneck that you have to get through. It's another hoop that you have to jump through. Like with the legendary only nodes, I think that those will be fun. But then there'll be the nodes where legendary characters are not allowed, and that's the reason for the entire gimmick in the first place, or whatever. Is because then you're stuck without all those awesome characters. But yeah, I mean, is that going to make it take longer? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to be make that not doable? No, not really. I don't know gosh, I don't know how bad the gold thing is going to be, because we're talking, okay, well, you have to take up 16, 18, 20 characters to get through the whole thing then, or whatever the case may be. But it'll make it take longer, but it's not going to stop me from going after it.
Yeah. So this is a question for Nietzsche, because I think you've been playing the longest out of all of us, and apologies if someone's been playing longer. But do you find that the gear crunch is actually easing up to get to gear 13? And, with obviously Duct, we don't know what gear they're giving out, but with this new Doom campaign, do you think that it's going to help with the crunch at least to get to 14?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're giving out those orange gears a lot more than obviously prior. So, when I was going into Dark Dimension, that orange gear was very, very rare. Mm-hmm. It was very difficult to get. And, I completed Dark Dimension before you had Maw even released into the game.
Oh, wow.
So Maw is a huge character in Cosmic. And it's definitely a big difference between what it used to be and what it is now with the availability of gear. Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to say, and I was drawing a blank. We were just talking about Dark Dimension 3, or
I was talking about the gear crunch. Have you found that it's actually been improving? It was something that they talked about at the start of the year.
Yeah, it has.
And the reason I ask is because obviously if you've been playing for a long time, you actually see that change, where if you've just recently started, because they have been, especially since I came back in June, my goodness, there's so many events for the free to play or the cheap to spend, right? Like that you can actually get a lot of things for. Does that help you out? Xero?
So, like, I'm gonna run off of Nietzsche, right? You got to think about it. You literally had to go in DD1 to get that gear. So they actually showed up and were like, hey, like, a lot of people aren't gonna be making it DD1. They're gonna lose interest, right? Because you have to make it a 6-star. So now, I think when I started streaming, like, I started understanding a little bit more about how Dark Dimension worked, and I'm like, dude, I don't have any gear to be going into this. So they started trickling in. Like, you would not see Gear 13 gear in the store. It would all just be purple and blue.
Yep.
So they've made it to the point where, like, I'm gonna use Kid again for an example. He got into Dark Dimension 2, I believe, before he even made it to Dark Dimension 1. And that wasn't even a thing back then. They made it way more easier to get into Dark Dimension 2 versus getting into Dark Dimension 1. A lot of people are skipping 1 and going straight to 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Lex?
Yeah, that was me. I was just saying, yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. With
100%.
They didn't talk about this, and I'm interested to see on the floor what everyone thinks, but they didn't mention. So we've already been told there's going to be tiers of ISO, right? So we've got the greens. The next one, I believe, are blues. So that's their next system, and they're going to be making red stars a lot easier to get. Do you think that they've based it off the second tier ISO, or do you think they've based DD4 on the first lot, the ones that we're currently using? Goofy.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So we know.
I was reading chat. My bad.
No, it's good. It's fine. So with Dark Dimension 3, they actually built it towards ISO coming to the game, but it was delayed because it was trash at the time. Do you think Dark Dimension 4 is aimed towards the current ISO, or do you think they're moving to, or they've
Sorry, that's
set
part
up
of
for the
Batman.
next
A minute,
tier?
he's got a migraine.
Yeah, and yeah, I actually do, because right, I mean, tier 2 is supposed to be coming probably sometime next year, I think. But I think that they said, didn't they say something like May, like summer of next year?
Yeah, they
say
did.
that?
They did, yeah. And with changes to
so-
classes and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know if the tier 2 aspect is going to be a big impact, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of those Dark Dimension characters actually have ISOs on them, like at least level 1 ISOs on them, or the tier 1 ISOs on them. I actually wouldn't be surprised about that at all, which I think probably might play into their kind of prep for fixing or making this game mode, but we'll see what happens. In all honesty, I feel like they're gonna make Dark Dimension 4 extremely difficult because they want to make sure that people like Tando Mac can't finish it in a month and a half. They want to make sure that you're gonna be able to do Dark Dimension 4 is gonna last a few months, because they don't want to have to come out with another Dark Dimension again. They only want to do it once a year. When you look at it, they came out with essentially almost Dark Dimension 3, and then if they came out with it in December, it would be another Dark Dimension 4. So it's almost like you're coming out with 2 Dark Dimensions in 1 year. I think that they're trying to make sure that Dark Dimension is something that's hard to do. But the problem is, if you make it really hard for the Krakens, that is insanely difficult for us, who don't spend on the game. So that's just a little bit of my concern. But to answer your original question, because I always go on tangents, answer your original question, yes, I do think ISOs will be a little bit of a factor in Dark Dimension.
So first time on the show, Vynora, we talked a lot in the last couple of episodes about ISO. What's your quick thoughts about ISO 8? Are you enjoying it? And are you excited to hear that they've already they're talking about future stuff? So like more classes, changes or modifications to classes, a new tier system. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying ISO 8. I think it adds a lot to the game. It makes you also really have to think more when you're doing war and arena attacks because of the ISOs that they have on there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's good. I'm excited to see what they come up with it in the future. But I just think it adds like way more like depth into the game and into the characters and actually customizing your teams a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for it, and I'm excited that they're already telling us that there are plans. And I think when they were talking about modifications, I think they were talking specifically to Fortifier, because I think as the round table we kind of agreed that Fortifier, especially in those couple of ones, yeah, that's right, Goofy. They're not great. It's okay at tier 5, but like, do I really want to get there?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Minerva gets the full thing, and then somebody looks at her, she dies anyway. No, it's not.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited. I'm excited that they're already telling us, there's tune-ups and stuff like that, which is pretty exciting. Supervillain.
She's got something to say.
Supervillain Ben, we obviously had you on for that ISO show. It's been a couple of weeks now. How are you going with the free-to-play ISO experience?
And do you hate him yet?
I am at the point where I'm not just overflowing with gear, but I've kind of taken the advice to take the most important characters in your roster up to ISO 4 and just kind of, maybe only 1 or 2, maybe 0 characters to ISO 5, at least for a while, just kind of have people there, and it's not too bad. So I've kind of got my main raid team decked out, the arena teams, I think, basically there, and then a whole lot of people at 1, but I am enjoying it. It is, I'm sure, slower than if you're buying to progress, but no, I'm still enjoying it. Extra level of customization, so it's a good improvement.
Lex, with your small, I'll get to you in a second, Crayvis, but Lex, are you finding that you're actually, because of ISO 8 brought out, you actually find that you're going through content a lot quicker? It's like kind of like a catch-up mechanic, I guess, in a way, because instead of having to, get all the characters to say gear 10, now you can actually do it with some ISOs and gear 9. Are you finding that's increasing?
Most definitely, dude. it definitely helps give earlier players an edge, and it has also opened a lot more content to me. Like, for example, you know, we're doing U7, and at first I was having trouble with U7. Now I don't have any trouble doing U7 nodes. You know, same thing with Arena. It's really pushed me up in Arena. And so, yeah, I'm really enjoying the ISOs. Playing with the classes is a lot of fun. You know, it's another farm game, you know, but that's the game. So, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's great.
Coming from, all right, shots ready, guys. Come from Star Wars where mods were just absolutely atrocious. I'm really having fun with this class system. Crayvis, so you currently have 2 accounts. You know, you got Baby Crayvis and Normal Crayvis. Are you finding the difference between your first playthrough with your main account and now with ISOs and your baby account?
I'm not really finding a whole terrible ton of difference with ISOs. It's more just the teams that I decided to level up and the ones that I, more importantly, did not. I just had a whole lot easier time kind of progressing through stuff on little baby Crayvis. However, I will say that ISOs have probably made levels of challenges doable that would not otherwise have been doable. So that has definitely kind of helped speed me up a little bit, at least on the baby one.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Nietzsche, what do you got? Oh no, what did I do? Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, technical issues.
Everybody panic.
Must be some kind of haunted podcast.
Are we talking about ISOs or are we talking about whatever?
We're talking about ISOs, but if you have something,
ISOs.
obviously, you chime in, Nietzsche.
I do want to take a quick step back to the DD3 discussion.
It's just the PvP.
Yeah, do it.
So.
No, I mean, they did say the reason they tuned global up so much was because of Phoenix. So they had to account for her. And I do think that global is going to be easier than it was before. You know, who knows about legendary? Legendary is probably going to be the hardest of them all.
Yeah.
But I do think global is going to be easier. Now to ISO. I like the ISOs. I do like the theory crafting involved. Personally, I enjoyed creating the PvP spreadsheet for ISOs, and I think it's a great addition to the game. They did a pretty good job with it.
No, I agree. Welcome, Ramadex, to the MSF Roundtable. What is going on, brother? Hope you had a great stream. I just wanted a big shout out actually to Ramadex. That spreadsheet of yours, you're doing some really good stuff. We reference it a lot. Thank you very much for doing that for us. So, guys, so we're talking to ISO 8 and stuff like that. Before we move into the Q&A section, does anyone else have any of all the stuff that was talked about? Dr. Doom. Does anyone have any other points before we move into Q&A?
Yo.
There
needs to be something. There needs to be something for Ultron. I will not sleep. I will literally find the cure for this disease, dude. I will find it. And I read that Reddit is a big Yelp review. But I don't know how Reddit and Yelp sound the same. But I guess it is the same. I don't know.
Maybe if you step on a Reddit, it Yelps. I don't know.
So, no, I was pretty excited to hear from obviously the community manager, and again, shots guys come from Star Wars. It's really nice to see that they are publishing a fair bit of things. All right, guys. So
that is a half a drink for those of you counting in chat. That is a half a drink. All right, it wasn't the whole thing. Wasn't the whole thing.
It was only half.
All right, guys. So we're gonna move to the Q&A section of the thing. So guys, write in the chat, write a couple of questions for the MSF Roundtable.
We got some questions, buddy. I've been working it.
I'm so proud of you,
Crayvis.
All right, Crayvis, hit us up.
All right. First one is from King Burrito. He wants to know, with how awesome Doom's kit is, how exciting really is he because of the 4-character, and you're going to need legendaries, you're going to need regular ones, and you're going to need this and that and the whole 9 yards. How excited really are we? I personally, I'm excited for people like Redmond to go through and just see what makes it tick, so that I will know the easiest way to get through it, because he's entirely right that I'm not going to have him for a while. I know a lot of you guys are in a little better roster shape than I am, but I'm not sure how much you guys are looking forward to it either.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm very excited him coming to the game, but I'm not going to see him for a very long time. Vynora, what do you think?
I'm excited for him. It is going to be a very long time until I get him, but I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to watching Revenix stream about. Oh wow, this is what he can do.
Exactly.
I've just kicked off Dark Dimension 3. I'm miles behind it, but Supervillain Ben, how are you feeling towards it?
I'm, obviously like the rest of the community, I'm very excited about Doom. It is important to keep it in perspective that we are months and months and months away. There's no way to know really how long until we can access Doom, but I believe he's going to break the game in half. He's going to create a population of haves and have-nots. Your arena server is going to you're going to know how many people have Doom, because they're going to occupy spots 1 through 50 or however many, Dr. Dooms are in your arena shard. It's going to be bad guys for a while, so it's worth it. If you're playing this game, work towards it, get through there, get it, get Dr. Doom, because, it is going to take a while, but it is going to be worth it. It's, going to kind of be Ultron Part 2, like we've said a couple times, so.
Goofy.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited for Doom because he's Doom. Not excited for the fact it's going to take me 17 years in order to be able to get him. I'm also not excited for when people in my arena shard get him, because then I am screwed. But I'm excited to be able to vicariously live through all the Krakens and to see all the videos and just to see how sexy he really is. I'm really excited to be able to see that. But yeah, I'm not excited about not being able to get him, and I might cry.
That's why we have Remenex.
Yeah, I know. That's why I have Mr. Sinister, so I get to play with him, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Xero.
I'm with Ben and everyone else. We're it's all about the journey. It's not about how long it's gonna take to get there. You're gonna take every day. DD3 is just terrible, but I'm getting there. I should be there within the end of this month. Well, next month. Oh no, yeah, next month, not the end of this month.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
The whole month.
Yeah, the whole month.
Nietzsche.
I'm excited. Obviously, I'll probably will to an extent to get him. I want to at least get in DD4 pretty quick and get it started. Mm-hmm. So, will I be the first? Absolutely not. I'm sure Japan or whatever his name was. There's always going to be someone. Maybe not always, but in DD3 we saw someone straight up just spend. I want to say someone said he spent $500,000 to do that. I don't know if that's accurate.
I heard,
but he spent a lot of cores and he refreshed a lot.
Still some ducats.
He definitely spent a lot of money to finish that very quickly. So
can I get his contact information?
Let's get his social security number.
Yeah. He's definitely not paying taxes.
It was $45K, according to Thunderdog. But
yeah, I heard 50, but
so there's going to be probably someone out there that spends the money to beat it really, really quick, and it could be him again, could not be. but I am not going to spend that kind of money to do it. But I am excited to be hopefully one of the, first 1,000 people, maybe.
You'll be the first in the MSF Roundtable crew, that's for sure.
So he's gonna spend almost that kind of money.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for the bits. Very much appreciated it. Definitely do a good shout out there.
You ready for your next question there, Mendogs?
Oh, Lex didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, am I excited about Doom? Yeah, yes and no. I'm still a ways away. I really want to see what Gear Tier 15, what pieces are going to be involved for Gear Tier 15 and how hard they're going to be able to get.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's definitely going to be a really good character, and I'm excited to see what people like Reminex and Mobile Gamer are going to do with him and what he can do for sure.
For sure. Crayvis, next question.
All right, next question is to Goofy. Gaming Mini Cactor says, if you are what you eat, where do you find the time every morning to eat those sexy beasts?
Well, damn, that's a good question. First,
Very good question. That's why I copied it.
I technically usually wake up at around 10:30, a.m. in the morning. I make sure that I get in the mirror and I say, "Listen, you got this, dude. Let's go downstairs and deal with it." I pick up my hammer. Then I look at my children. I say, "Listen, Daddy got to get his sexy on first, and then I'll deal with you." And then pretty much between the hours of 11 a.m. to 12 is pretty much where I put my sexy on, and then it just typically lasts throughout the rest of the day. What can I say?
I've changed the music, guys. Hype train is up. Thank you very much for the support.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
All right, you guys ready for
Halloween
this?
special. Crayvis, the next one.
This one is to everyone. Who is everybody's most looking forward to character to be added to the game?
Vynora, you go first.
I have no idea. I am sorry. I have no
Jessica
idea.
Jones.
She's already in there.
She's gonna gear up Sinister so she can clone her.
We'll come back to her. She can end it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. All right, so Supervillain Ben as another guest. What do you reckon?
They have a deep arsenal of characters they can add. I would really like to see Silver Surfer. I think that he is, a character. When he does arrive, there's going to be a big splash and, probably have a real big impact on the game. All the X-Men, Constellation Bride, so.
Yeah, no, I love that. Xero.
Oh, Ben hit it. He hit it 100%. That's
He beat you
he's
to
my
it.
favorite
He beat you to
streamer.
it.
That's why. Silver Surfer. That's all. Watch him be the
Silver
counter
Surfer.
to Doom. It'd be really insane. He'll be bio. Don't worry, guys. He'll be bio too.
I love it. Stupid. Lex.
Yeah, so I want to see Gambit, Rogue, and Nightcrawler.
I thought it was one.
Whoa,
I thought it was
you said
one.
I could have sworn it was one. I can't count
whatever.
either.
All right, so I'll pick Gambit. I want to
There
see,
you go, there you go.
Gambit come to the game. I think Gambit would be cool.
Nietzsche.
I want to see Nightcrawler. I was going to say Nightcrawler, Silver Surfer, and Gambit, but I'll go with Nightcrawler then.
Nice. Goofy.
Yeah, I would say honestly, it's always been Gambit. I have an infatuation, with Gambit. Something about that long staff, just really gets me.
On his only, guys, check out Goofy's only fans page. It's him in a bathtub with wine playing. Crayvis.
Just be careful.
Well, the one that I'm looking most forward to that I know is coming out is definitely Gambit because that's gonna make me gear X-Men, and I'll probably even take Scott up to like 25K so I can watch him die every match because that'll be pretty therapeutic for me.
there's some good recommendations. Hobgoblin, Archangel. There's definitely some really good.
Archangel, yeah.
Archangel would be awesome. I personally want
Horseman.
Apocalypse and his 4
Apocalypse,
horsemen.
yeah, the
I know
Horseman.
that's 5 technically, but yeah, I'd love that.
They would need a whole team for him.
Yeah.
I'm already here.
Yeah.
Sentry. I want to see Sentry. Sentry would be a good addition.
There's many good players. Crayvis, next question, brother.
All right, next question is for Vynora, and it's from Remenex. Remenex would like to know if you would prefer Vi Nasty or Chip Nora.
Chip Nora.
Chip Nora would be the answer, Remen. There you go.
Sorry, because
Acquiring
the
minds,
nasty just sounds really gross.
Nasty.
Well, you were saying that you did dump somebody off it. Never mind. We won't. But this is being broadcast. Never mind. That didn't happen. It's fine. Next question.
Next question.
Is it still worth bringing up to more than 4 tunes per section for DD3, or playing the long game and kind of pushing through with just the bare minimum amount of required tunes? I think what they're asking is do I need to gear more than Phoenix and Sinister, because those will get me through global? Do I need to take 4 or 5 per gear class or what have you? I think is what they're asking.
Yeah, so I would say this. It depends on what type of game you're playing. If you are someone that is willing to spend money to advance in the game, and I don't know why I said it like that, but you know what I'm saying. If you're willing to do that in the game, then yeah, sure. I mean, take a full 5 characters into each node and, do your thing. But I would say if you're someone that's like myself, who is cheap to play, doesn't spend a lot of money on the game, especially right now, knowing that Dark Dimension 4 is going to suck anyways, I'm going to need to gear all the gear that I can get to try to get my characters in there as soon as I possibly can. So for me, I might as well just save my gear and bring in the minimum characters that I need, get through it because it's going to be hell anyways, and then, move on from there. But I would say it doesn't really benefit you much at this point to really try to bolster up this team, because what are you trying to do? You're trying to get top leaderboards? Not really. Same gear.
Supervillain Ben, coming from the free-to-play standpoint, what do you recommend?
I guess at this point, I don't really think that. I mean, it's a little bit different. When I was, first starting Dark Dimension 3, I was basically just getting all kinds of characters up there, just trying to get through as fast as I could. And I sort of agree with Goofy. Like, you're not going to be the first person, you're not the 1,000th person, whatever. It is just kind of about getting through. I'm sort of in a weird place right now where I'm on the last node of Dark Dimension 3 on my very first run, and all the symbiotes are coming out for City, and it's like I only have Symbiote Spider-Man and Punisher. I'm not sure if it's worth me bringing up, my entire symbiote team, even though I think they're going to be incredible in other parts of the game, just to finish Dark Dimension 3, because I've already ground my way through it, and it's only going to be easier the second time. So I guess the answer lies somewhere in the middle. I'd say lean towards just level up what you need to get through.
Fair enough. Crayvis, another question for us?
All right, next question is, Rello would like to know if Xero will stop rigging his offers.
Yo, Ben, show everybody your superpowers, man.
Oh damn! He's got the coolest costume ever.
Oh, he's gotta keep the glasses on.
I'm sorry, Xero. No, this is my. I don't know if we announced it while we were on air. This is my Stormtrooper onesie. So you guys. Oh right, yeah, you guys can check it out.
There we go.
Whoa!
Look, see,
This is Ghost. Right
He's
here.
Ghost, supervillain Ghost.
That is Ghost. That is the best costume that's ever costumed, right? Sorry, I got a little distracted. Well, are we on to the next question, friends and neighbors?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, this one is also for Vynora and Lex, kind of. Brad C. would like to know where Luna is, and he would also like to ask Lex where Skippy is.
Yo, yeah, where's my dog Skippy, dude? Where's my boy?
He's sleeping in his
I've
He's
got a
sleeping
7
in his
sleeping
bed.
behind me.
Luna
But-
is either sleeping on the side of the couch or on my bed.
Yeah, there was headbutts
He's
earlier.
in his he's in his crate. He loves sleeping in his bed in his crate.
We got
Alright,
time for one more question, Crayvis.
All right.
Crayvis,
Next
I want to
one.
answer Rims.
Okay, please. Answer.
Well, Rimanex asks, so for DD3,
Oh yeah.
you will see that new characters potentially be designed for DD4, so investment should be minimum and using units that will potentially be used for DD4. I completely agree with that. You know, we were talking about, or you had mentioned, you know, do you just bring up Mr. Sinister and do you just bring up Phoenix? Well, for one, Mr. Sinister is the only global character out of that. Phoenix, obviously, you're going to bring up for your legendary set. But you still absolutely have to have 4 characters for DD4 for each trait node. So, yes, if you are in DD3 still, you want to look for good DD3 characters, and you want to look for DD3 characters are going to benefit you in DD4. So likely you're not going to want to stop at 3 global. You're not going to want to stop at 3 cosmic. You're going to want to get those to that 4 and 4, at least to have the entry into DD4.
So I have one question actually submitted prior to the show. This is from John Solo. So he's asking about symbiotes and, you know, what ISO I use on them, and then do I change between the different game modes. So symbiote Spider-Man I use as a raider, Carnage I use as a skirmisher, Venom as a striker, Scream as a skirmisher, and AB as a striker as well. I know there's a couple of combinations out there where people are using just healers, just to give that regen to the team. Is anyone using anything different to that?
Yeah, so I actually use healer on AV, and I think I use striker on Scream. The striker on Scream and the striker on Venom works out a little bit better for me, and then healer on anti-Venom is just because I have a relatively low Scream, so she needs the extra heals anyways.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, T4 that's special for anti-Venom because Scream needs it.
All right, guys, that wraps up this episode. Closing statements. Vynora, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Do you have anything to say before we move to the after party?
Oh, baby.
Thank you so much for letting me come on. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming on. It's been highly requested. Supervillain Ben.
Vynora, that was not to you. That was to Xero, who's getting his microphone ready to start yelling. I'm getting excited.
Boy.
He's always last. He's always last. Supervillain Ben, thank you very much for coming on. Privileged to have you back on. Do you have any closing statements or anything?
Absolutely. Just again, that it was an honor and a privilege to come on the podcast. I appreciate all you guys. It was a lot of fun. I'll come back anytime. This is always a blast.
Thanks very much. And yeah, guys, it's, I have fixed the podcast ones now. We've moved to a different platform, so that's working. Goofy, any final closing comments?
Yeah, pretty much like I always say. I mean, appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is fun. This is one of the highlights of my week, and like I always say, it's you guys are what make it what it is. Thank you, Vin, for being here. Like I said, you were one of our guests that we really wanted to get on the show. So thank you so much for being here. And looking forward to this weekend. Everybody have a good weekend too as well. Be safe. Be safe.
Be safe. I just want to shout out, if I haven't already, that Goofy made partner on YouTube. So we're super proud of him for that. He does some really good work. So definitely check him out on YouTube. He does a lot of good introduction videos. He does a lot of good... we've done a couple of collab videos, which we should get around to doing a couple more of them. But yeah, congratulations, brother. Really, congratulations. It's an awesome achievement. Now waiting for that, was it 80,000 you get the plaque? That's what we've got to aim for, brother. Crayvis.
All right. Now, I had people ask me earlier. Hang on. There we go. I had people ask me earlier, why in the hell are you wearing a Batman mask to a Marvel Strike Force show? My answer to that is this. Guys, I don't know if you've been reading the papers, but DC's been making a lot of cuts lately. On Batman. Unfortunately. My movies were pretty poorly funded, and I'm got Robin in the car. Catwoman's in the trunk. We just need a couple more. We could be a team. We could beat hand. Just think about us next time. You're all listening. Your favorite characters coming. Thanks. Batman with laryngitis.
The main question is, I've seen Crayvis, I've seen Batman, I've never seen them both in the same room. Nietzsche.
I mean, thank you all for coming out and watching. Obviously, thanks Vynora, thanks Super Ben for joining us on this Halloween special. And go MSF Roundtable.
Lex.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Thanks Rem for raiding our roundtable night tonight. Big shout out to him. Thanks Vin for being on the show. I want to give a big shout out to that mullet wig over there in the corner that Xero's got on his head.
He's ready.
Wig, that's his hair.
Yeah, it's an honor to be a part of this show, especially being an earlier account, and so I appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it, man. Thanks.
Oh, pleasure to have you, bro. All right, Xero.
All right, before I get into my spiel, before I get into it, I want to give a huge shout out, the biggest shout out of them all, to Nietzsche, because that man had his hand up for 30 minutes straight and wasn't called on. But he stayed in the fight until he got his answer in. I was rooting for you. On to the main event, right? So,
Yep.
when this goes up on YouTube, and if I see a dislike, Mendogs is gonna tell me, and I'm coming for you because I know who's disliking it too. I know who it is. So you better watch your back and have a great Halloween.
See, now I'm tempted to dislike it. I'm tempted to dislike it now just to see what you would do.
Yeah.
He comes and hugs you. He comes
All of a
and
sudden, in
hugs
the
you.
middle of the night, she's gonna hear.
Yeah, Xero. When you come for Vynora, bring beer because she's out.
Yes, please.
Guys, thank you very much. Big shout out to our special guests, Vynora and Supervillain and Ben. Fantastic streamers. If you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out. One of the big things about the tables, yes, we talk about the game that we love and the weekly things, but we're also trying to spread the love and obviously get other streamers in. So if you do want to be, you don't have to be a streamer to come on the show, just hit me up on Discord. Unfortunately, I think we're booked up until the end of season 1, which is the 18th of December. However, season 2, we're already planning some big things for season 2, so definitely make sure that you come in the new year for that. Guys, they've said it before, and I'll say it. This is just such a fun experience. Definitely one of the highlights of my week. Thank you, everyone who's come in and joined in. We started not doing it live, and then I think episode 5 when Goofy joined us, we went live, and it's just amazing. Just interacting with you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you very much for this. The hype train. Really, very blessed that I was able to work with you guys. So yeah, thanks very much for that. Season 17. And so anyway, guys, that wraps up this show. It does go live on Monday mornings, so 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do this every Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or midnight Eastern Standard Time. Guys, we're going to head off to the after party now, but everyone have a great one. Bless. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.